A wedding day should be one of the happiest days of your life, but it appears that for thousands of British men it marks the beginning of a nightmare. Every year they're being duped into marriage by women from abroad, keen to obtain a British passport and their money. The government admitted it's a big problem and says it will crack down on the practice. For tonight's Six Special report, Adrian Addison looks at the sham marriages that are costing British men dear.
True love is not always the easiest thing in the world to find, and more men, particularly men of a certain age, are seeking love from faraway shores. It's all supposed to start here, a fairy tale wedding leading to a lifelong marriage made in heaven. But for some men, a stroll down the aisle is leading straight through the gates of hell. Bill Harding fell in love with a Romanian woman half his age. He married Christine within 13 days of meeting her on a business trip. It was a costly mistake. She returned to Romania and repeatedly demanded money.
There was no love involved in it from her point of view. It was just, the money and passport. They go after people that they think have security. A young man, okay, he's still young and pretty, so he can move from woman to woman, but he's got no assets, so that's not attractive to him. An older man, well, you look at yourself, you think, well, I'm lucky with this one. Where else would I get such a beautiful woman? And they deliberately set out because they know that your chances are less, and they know you have security.
£200,000 later, and Bill had finally had enough. He said he'd send her no more cash and was on his way to Romania to be with her. Christine demanded a divorce, and then the threats began. A judge later ruled that the marriage was a sham.
I went to the house to find her. It was 4 cars there with mafia men in, and we were shot at 4 times. I and my driver shot at 4 times.
And Bill's not alone. The Home Office say there are 350 suspicious marriages to British citizens every single month. Many are to women from Eastern Europe who advertise themselves on the internet.
We were able to document 120,000 women on sites just from Eastern Europe. If you look at very many of these websites, you see that they are directly connected to the sex industry, in which case in that part of the country you're talking about organized crime. So they are pornographers, they're pimps, they're traffickers, they're scam artists. They will do whatever it takes to make money, and whether people get hurt is irrelevant to them.
She's very saucy, isn't she?
David Woolmer and his Ukrainian wife Tatiana run a legitimate site from their spare bedroom. They agree it can be a dangerous game, but it's a risk many British men are prepared to take. Demand is increasing.
Personally, I find that a lot of British women are a lot of them are professionals, pretty hard, rather tough, and I think a lot of them have lost their femininity over the years, And I think most Englishmen like a very feminine woman. Also, they like to be looked after.
And as for Bill, he may be poor, but he lives in hope and has another Romanian girlfriend. There are many genuine foreign women who'd like to fall in love with a British man. But for others, the attraction is a new life in the UK and cold, hard cash. Adrian Addison, BBC News.